Derek brought you to the beach, and as a trio, you made your way down the shore to the old playground. You walked the familiar path in a comfortable silence. When you were almost there, you spotted a kid in question. His bright colors almost shone like a beacon beneath the rays of the sun. He scuffled around, kicking up the sand as he paced. It was true, he certainly seemed upset, but you didn't think he was sad, like you had originally pictured. No, with his erratic movements and scrunched up expression, he came off angry. You started to have doubts about this expedition. Maybe it'd be better if you left him alone and let him sort himself out. Derek didn't feel the same. He waved wildly, calling out to the boy. Hey guy, over here! Oh no. The kid whipped around, an impressive scowl carving deeper onto his face. His eyes were tired, but a strong hostile energy still radiated from him. What is it? What do you want? The sharp tone made Derek flinch. He shifted on his feet. What's your name? Jeremy. Was that it?
No.
I'm Derek. That's Z and Cove. We were just walking around and saw you. We wanted to say hi. There aren't a lot of kids our age in the neighborhood. Yes, so, it's cool to see someone else here. Strangely, Jeremy grew furious by your response. If steam could erupt from a person's ears, it would have happened then. They did bring me somewhere stupid. Of course I knew it. What?
My parents.
They're the ones who brought me. I didn't walk to this town. Can you not figure that out on your own? My dad brings me the Sunset Bird too, when he has to come for work and all that stuff. It's not that bad. That earned him a glare from Jeremy. Derek winced beneath it, glancing away. It was a struggle to remain friendly with this Jeremy guy. I mean, I wouldn't want to come here for a real vacation, probably either. That's an understatement. This doesn't count as a vacation. It's a waste of time, a chore. My parents' family is nearby and we just had to come see them. They're your parents' family. Doesn't that make them your family too?
Yes.
That's a pretty good reason to come by. Did you want to go somewhere else? No. Jeremy crossed his arms with a huff. He turned away. They should have gone by themselves since they cared so much and left me home, but I'm not allowed to be myself. It makes no sense. They're the ones who don't know how to do anything, and I'm the kid. You keep quiet. You shouldn't talk about your parents like that. Sorry, must stop being forced to do something you don't want to. We just said hello. You don't have to keep complaining at us. Calm down and you don't have to yell so much. We'll be in your sale this morning. I'd probably go with this option. Wow, why did you decide to talk to me, huh? Did I ask for that? No. Did I want you to come over and start flapping your gums at me about dumb stuff? No. Now you're gonna whine about this, that this isn't what you wanted. Too bad, it's not my job to care. You turned to Cove, lowering your voice. The two of you aren't that similar after all. Jeremy must have had a good hearing, though, because he caught the private exchange and scoffed.
Stupid.
Of course we're not similar. My eyebrows aren't stupid. Cove's cheeks flushed crimson at the insult. You couldn't be sure if it was out of embarrassment or anger. Maybe both. Come on. What? No, Cove's wavy eyebrows are so cool. How can you say that when you got a bowl cut? Don't listen to him. They're really unique and special. Well, they are kind of silly. Apologize to Cove right now. You can't treat people like that. How can you say that when you've got a bowl cut? Yep, it's embarrassing and awful, but my parents made me. I don't have to have it when I'm older. I don't know what he's gonna do with those things except maybe shave them off. He probably should. I bet he'd look less dumb with no eyebrows. Aw, you just rolled your eyes. You crossed your arms over your chest. You shook your head. You patted Cove on the shoulder. You lunged towards Jeremy. You grinned at all of us. I'd probably pat Cove on the shoulder. Cove gave you a watery look in exchange for the silent sport. Trying to talk to the rude boy clearly wasn't going to go anywhere. Wow, what is wrong with you? Instead of taking offense, Jeremy only parroted Derek's words in a nasally voice.
What is wrong with you?
Where? This is dumb. Jeremy stuck out his tongue and sulked away, throwing more sand everywhere as he went. You watched him go hunched over until he became a speck in your vision. Silence reigned in his wake. The three of you tried to process what just happened. I can't believe it. What a mean kid. Derek wasn't kidding. By the sound of those earlier complaints of the new boy, Jeremy was going to be in the area for at least a little while this summer. Derek sighed in dismay, plopping on the ground. He followed, and Cove did too shortly after. There wasn't much else to do.
This sucks.
I was hoping we could meet someone fun, hang out maybe. He shook his head. After a moment, he slowly turned to you with a hopeful expression. But you know what you would really improve the day? What? He didn't respond. Instead, he used a hand to point right at the fruit arrangement that you were still holding. I was still holding it? He completely forgot about it during the mini drama that unfolded. You had gotten used to the weight. Glancing over to Cove, you noticed he was eyeing the fruit. He must want some too. Why not? Let's eat. Derek perked up immediately at your words. He reached out for his skewer hesitantly, slightly once he was inches away.
Sure?
You nodded with an eager grin. He plucked out a prime row of fruits. Cove grabbed one for himself after all. Only you were without a skewer of your own. Took a pineapple, grape, strawberry, and melon. I think with pineapple. The pineapple was cut to look like a flower. It was the obvious first choice. Derek ate a pineapple skewer enthusiastically, finishing it with moments. This is amazing. It's not different than any other normal fruit. It's kind of worse. These have been out in the open with their skin off for a while. It's probably right. Sheesh. Oh, I don't know. It's like my mind knew that sheesh is a normal word, but it also was like meme. Hey, you two remember the Land Before Time? That fruit making thing. The fruit thing makes me think of it. The dinosaurs are all like the leaves that were shaped like stars. I like the Land Before Time. Tree stars.
Yeah.
Chomping leaves looked so delicious when they did it. And there was that scene with the pretty trees and all the dinosaurs came in and picked everything off. Till there was nothing. That's us right now. Awesome. I love that movie. I've never seen it. I didn't like that one. That movie's for kids. Eating leaves looks good. Should I worry about you? Do you think things taste better when they're shaped like stars? I love that movie. Me too. The three of you continued like this for the next few minutes. Eventually the display was barren. It looked weird when devoid of fruit. Hey, we weren't supposed to eat all of it. It didn't help. It did help make you feel better. Eating it all hadn't really made you feel better. Anakin made me feel better. Derek was right. It was so good you were already rising up from the earlier drama. Hey Z. Yeah? ZB met eyes casually. That was pretty cool what you said back at that guy. Oh, thanks. I was just saying what I thought. Derek chimed in while in high spirits. You totally owned him. I don't know what his parents say, but it's good at least somebody is around to tell him what's what. Yeah. Derek then leaned back on his arms. He contemplated the sky with a content sigh. So, are you both ready for summer break? I'd say yeah. I mean, usually that's how I was prom. Cool on you. Wish I could say the same. It feels like there's a lot to plan for. What about you, Cove? Are you ready? I think that depends. Before you could say anything else, the light atmosphere was shattered.
Hey!
What are you doing here? Z? You glanced over your shoulder to see your sister. She strode closer and closer, appearing none too pleased. I've been looking all over for you. Mom said you and Cove ran off with the thing Mr. Holden brought for us. She leered. Oh. I thought it was for me. She leered over you with arms folded. So where is it? Well, it's gone. What do you mean gone? You moved over to the side to face her completely. She zeroed in on the bouquet in your hands, which was now populated exclusively with skewers, dripping in juice and tiny flecks of leftover fruit pieces. Her mouth dropped open and the tone of her voice rose.
What?
Seriously, Z? What were you thinking? It was supposed to be for all of us at home. She glanced at Cove, who sat beside you, and continually mockingly. Even if you did have an in with the delivery boy, this was up to Mr. Holden. Cove gave you a bent smile of support, which didn't help disprove her accusation. Sorry, Elizabeth, get over it. Well, the morning's been kind of a disaster. We were hungry. We were hungry? It wasn't us. A single came down. We were hungry? Elizabeth narrowed her eyes, not all okay with that kind of response. Oh no, I think I hear the mean kid coming back. We better get out of here. Elizabeth blinked confused and looked around. What kid? I don't see anyone. Derek didn't bother explaining. He just launched his feet and ran off. Cove hopped up too, gladly taking the opportunity to exit the situation. He followed after Derek, but he sent a look to you from over his shoulder. He turned to watch Elizabeth. She stared back, brow raised. I'd run. Without a word, you two got to your feet and bolted down the beach. Unimpressed, Elizabeth rolled her eyes.
So immature.
She shook her head as she walked towards the house, not bothering whatsoever to follow. Meanwhile, the three of you made it back to the shoreline. Derek pumped his fist, grinning in triumph. We escaped and shall live to see another day. Exactly, but we should keep moving. Yeah, for now at least. Victory. My moms are going to be so mad when Elizabeth tells this story. Yeah, I'd probably say the last one. Or maybe the first one. I think about my moms later. Exactly, but we should keep moving. In case Elizabeth decides to come back after all, or that mean kid really is still around, you chuckled together, walking further down the beach side by side. You definitely wanted to stay outside a little while longer. Later that night, you found yourself seated near the kitchen counter. You had gotten a bit of a scolding from your moms for not saving any of Mr. Holden's gifts for Elizabeth, but you didn't get any real punishment for it. Instead, while you were out with the boys, Elizabeth returned home to share the news. 3 of them went to get dessert on their own. It was declared even by your parents when everyone got back and the event was settled. That was a while ago now. Your fingers drummed on the surface as you waited, your gaze trained on the phone. You weren't waiting on a call tonight specifically. Oh, you were waiting on a call tonight specifically from your cousin, Leandra. You didn't want to miss it accidentally. Your uncle, aunt, and Lee used to live many hours away. Your families only saw each other a few times a year for big occasions. A while back, though, they moved and were closer to you than ever before. You now hung out regularly. With school being out, you're positive she's going to want to come over a lot. The two of you were the same age and got along well. She used to be really fond of Elizabeth, too. But now that your sister had become allergic to interacting with her own family, it tended to be just you and Lee who spent time together. She was your only friend who was a girl. Being family helped makes you close, but you had a lot of girlfriends. I feel like currently I don't have a lot of girlfriends. Like, I have like maybe a couple. But I think at that age I did. You often gravitated towards the other girls and befriended them pretty easily. You also had a lot of non-girlfriends. You had like a good mix of guy friends and girlfriends. What kind of gender someone was didn't seem to make any difference in who you got along with. Then the shrill ringtone announced an incoming call. You jumped before grabbing the receiver and pressing it to your ear. Lee, finally. Who is it? Storm residents speaking. I'd probably just say, hello? Hi, Z, it's Lee! I'm glad it's you. For a second there, I thought it might be one of Elizabeth's friends. There was static on the end, as if Lee was shifting wherever she was. So can you believe school's actually over? I thought it'd never be done. She kind of looks like Ariel. She's so pretty. Now we don't have to do any of that boring stuff, and we get to hang out whenever we want. Speaking of hanging out, Lee, can you wait a second? Let me just head to my room.
Oh yeah.
You got up from your seat at the counter. Luckily, the phone was wireless, so you didn't have to worry about any cords tying you down. Your mom had a rule about not moving the phone unless a call was in progress, which was why you'd been sat by its cradle waiting for Lee to call. Your mom could be really unfair. You thought that made sense. You didn't like it, but it had to be that way. I thought that made sense. It was nice to keep everything in its proper place. But now that Lee had called, it was okay. I should have answered that like I was back in middle school. So I'd probably be like, oh, it sucked, but it makes sense. But now that Lee had called, it was okay for you to go upstairs to your bedroom and talk to her. You made your way up the stairs smiling. This is still such a cool bedroom. After you'd arrived, and look at that view, I never noticed that before. After you'd arrived, you shut the bedroom door firmly behind you, took a seat on your bed. Alright, I'm here.
Cool.
Hey, did you know that the girl down the street from me has her own phone now? A cell phone. She doesn't have to wait for someone else to stop using it or anything. I'm kind of confused what era this is supposed to be set in, because I remember the car looking so modern as a kid, but if it's like a surprise that this girl has a cell phone, it has to be a long time ago, right? Not long, but you know what I mean. Wow, really? The thought of someone having a phone that was all their own seemed unbelievable to you. Right? I wish I had one too, but my parents said I couldn't get my own phone until I'm more grown up. And once they changed their mind, we could call each other every single day and no one would be able to stop us. How great would that be? Really great? But wouldn't I still be using a home phone? Too bad that's so far away. But wouldn't I still be using a home phone? My moms would be able to stop us if they wanted. Lee laughed. You didn't put a damper on her imagination. Then you have your own phone too. That works. She sighed dramatically. I bet I'm gonna get one until I bet I'm not gonna get one until I'm all the way in college. I remember thinking that way, but then times change. Squeezing the phone between your shoulder and ear, you puffed up your pillows and made yourself more comfy. It was strange to think that a time when normal school would be over and you had to choose whether or not to go to college. She actually has a choice. School is such a big part of your life right now.